All right, welcome to the 3.1 notes in the 8th grade textbook. We're going to be talking about transversals and corresponding angles. You're going to need to write some stuff down, be ready to sketch some things, because our key vocabulary terms are transversals. That'll be the big one, and we'll talk about angles, interior angles, exterior angles, corresponding angles. So kind of sketch this out. Go ahead after I finish talking here, hit pause, and you want this example. You want to see that, you can see that P and Q, those lines are parallel, okay? Right there, you can see that. These lines right here, these are parallel to each other. That little flag there, little triangle on there are showing that these two are parallel lines. That's important to know, because what they're going to do is a line that intersects two or more lines is called a transversal. So when parallel lines are cut by a transversal, several pairs of congruent angles are formed. So go ahead and pause this, sketch this real quick so we can talk about it down below. All right, so hopefully you have that sketch now, because now we're going to see that transversals in with the corresponding angles. Here we go. Okay, so now, like we just said up top, when a transversal intersects a parallel line, so here we go, we got P and Q are parallel lines. Right here, P and Q, right here. Parallel lines, right where my mouse is. These are parallel of each other. Okay, you're seeing a lot of colors, trying to make it make sense. Corresponding angles. So that means when you see the red ones right here, these two angles are exactly the same. You could get a protractor right now on your computer screen, and you could protractor this and see what the angle is. It will be the same as this red one. Same thing, because they are corresponding angles. This is important definition, because once you realize that and you see that they're parallel, right? Parallel, that this one is going to be the same as this one's going to be the same as that one. The blue lines are the same, and so are the green. Very important. So I would be tempted to use colored pencils in these notes and just have them look like that, but you can use them without the colors and just do 1 line for purple, 2 line for the blue, 3 for the green, and 4 for the red. Very important to have those in your notes, because when we start doing the worksheets, you're going to be like, wait, what's that again? And I'm going to be like, show me your notes. And you're going to be like, oh, I just watched the notes. And I'm going to say, no, you can't just watch the notes. So if that's been you, or 3 minutes into this, hit stop, rewind, start over, start jotting these down. You need these in your notes. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue and look at example number 1. And again, if you do get confused, you could also find this in the textbook. Let me just see the page number. So then if you're in school, grab the textbook, go to page 101. Oh, no, you can't. That's the 8th grade textbook. Never mind. We don't have those textbooks in class. Anyway, so here we are. Look at the picture. Don't look at the words right now. Look right under the red example 1, right over here. We see our 2 lines are parallel, A and B. See these? These are parallel. Follow my cursor, A and B. These little markers here show that these are parallel lines, meaning these will go on forever and never cross. And then we have a line right here that goes through it. Okay, we have an intersecting line going through the transversal, right? So here we are. They're giving us this angle, 110 degrees right here. Okay, so what that means is, so if angle 1 and angle 110 are corresponding angles, this angle and 110 are exactly the same, we can say, well, angle 1 is also what? Right here, 110 degrees. So that's also 110 degrees. And then you get to B, and it says, well, if angle 1 and 2 are supplementary angles, remember what supplementary angles equal? These two right here will add up to 180. I'm going to see if I can draw on this to make it a little bit easier. I'm not sure if it'll, no, I don't think it's going to show. Bear with me a second. I'm going to pause and see if I can do this, and I'll come right back. All right, I figured out I can draw, but it only shows up on my whiteboard. It does not show up on your screen. So I'll just keep talking through this, and you'll have to follow along. So supplementary angles, you're looking at 1 and 2. Looking at 1 and 2 right here, angle 1 and angle 2, right there. Those are a straight line. Those add up. Those two angles must equal 180. So if angle 1 is 110, that means we have this 110 plus angle 2 is going to equal what? 180, right? And you can kind of see right here, see how we're working it out? Angle 1 plus angle 2, I just said that equals 180. That's what this is. I just got done saying that. And then angle 1 is 110 plus that plus the angle equals 180. Obviously, you subtract from each side. 110 plus 70 equals 180. So that's kind of where we continue with that. So angle 2 is 70 degrees because angle 110, since they're corresponding angles, angle 1 and angle 110 are the same thing. Just like this angle right here and angle 2 are the same. So if I know this, and then I can go this plus some unknown, and I know that these angle B is a straight line, that's going to equal 180. Okay, now we're going to look at the try it section, and you're actually going to pause the video. You're going to try to solve this one real quick and try it. This is going to be one that you come back and show me the answer when you show me your note. So I'm going to pause it, or you're going to pause it, and you're going to figure out the answer. I'm not going to give you the answer, but you're going to give me the answer when you show me your note. So you'll label it, try it, number 1 and number 2. Draw the sketch. Take 2 seconds to draw the sketch. You got T, you got L, you got M, you got the 1, the 2, the 63. Put it in there, and then find the measures of angle 1 and angle 2. All right, go ahead and do that. Pause the video. All right, let's take a look at example 2. We're using corresponding angles again. So we're going to use the figure to measure the numbered angles. So look at angle 1 right here. Look at the number 1 over here. We know these are called angles. They're vertical angles. These vertical angles are going up and down. So 75 here is going to be the same as number 1 because they're right across from each other there. See how they, and you can grab a protractor. You can measure that. You can measure that. You see they're both 75 degrees, okay? So if we know 75 is that, now look at 2 and 3. It says 2 and 3. Well, we know, what do we know? We know we have this 75 degrees, right? I'm going to highlight it. We have 75 degrees. Can I highlight it? Maybe I can highlight it. Yeah, there we go. So we have 75 degrees, right? And then that's that angle, and then if we add angle 2 to it, those two have to add up to 180, because that's what supplementary angles, complementary angles add up to 90, right? Supplementary angles add up to 180. So we have our 75 plus our 2. It's still a straight line. Well, Mr. D, the line slanted a little bit. I get that. But look at just the line, ignore everything else. It's still a straight line. Straight lines, angles add up to 180. A straight line is a 180-degree angle. So if we have a 75 sitting on that straight line, like we do right here where I'm circling, like wherever the red is, and you add number 2 to it, which is an unknown, 75 plus this 2, this unknown, it's like an x, equals 180. We can determine, we could take 75 from each side, and we're going to see that angle 2 is 105. Okay, now once you figure out that, well, now look at, now we have angles 4, 5, 6, and 7. Corresponding angles are congruent because they are transformed by the transversal intersecting parallel lines. So we know the measures. So we see this is 75. That means if 4 is 70, that means 6. This one's 75. Why? Because it's the same as 1. See how those mirror each other, 1 and 4? And so does 6 and 2. So all of these equal 45. So what they're going to do is you're going to get problems like this, that they're going to say, tell me what angle 7 is. And you're going to have to do, like, 75 is here, 75 is here. You're going to figure out what 2 is, like we just did. Then that's going to become the 4, right? And then you're going to use that to get either 5, 6, or 7 if they ask you for one of those. But we know 5 and 7 are also 105 as well. So 5 and 7 are 105. And 4 and 6 are 75, just like the other ones. This will mirror both of those. Hopefully that's not too confusing. I wish I could write them in for you right there, but they just say them. So make sure you fill this in or rewrite it and fill it in so it makes a little bit of sense to you, because we're going to do worksheets just like this, but that's okay. We're going to work together. We're going to get this done, and this might be the last example. All right, not quite the last example. I want you to do the last try it. So look up here at number 3. Use the figure and the measures of the number angle. So look up here. You're going to do this problem right here. All right. And then I want you to take your notes right here. I want you to copy this in your notes as well. So you have a good visual. You're going to need this when we're doing the worksheets and the practice. So I want you to renumber these, and I want you to put the angles in. And you should be able to fill in all of these, 1 through 8, with the correct angle measures. Knowing that 59 plus something equals 180. Once you know that, you'll know 3. 59 mirrors that, right? So, and then look down below, and you should be just about done. So that should take you about a minute or two. And then show me that, so I just know you understand it before you start doing the 3.1 sheets. All right, guys, that's it. 3.1 notes. Have a good one.